So today we're going to be looking at a little trick that I like to do when I import breaks. And sometimes you might find like your kick or your snare has a nice tone to it, but it's a little bit messy and could be a bit tighter and cleaner. So I'm going to show you a trick that I like to use in order to improve these type of things. So we're going to focus on the kick drum today, and we're going to listen to the break that we have here first of all. So let's go and open up the Vision 4X to have a look. Okay, so you can see here we've got this kick and we've got this snare. So this is your snare and this is your kick. It's a decent color, so it's got the right energy level. It just looks a little bit like a chicken leg, to be honest. And I'd rather have this bit kind of carved out a bit here. So just to clean it up a little bit here. It's a little bit messy. It's not terrible, but it could be a bit cleaner. So we're going to use this as our example today to how you can approach these kind of things. So let's minimize this. And let's just go and open up this drum loop here. So what we're going to do first is go to the original loop and take out the low end of this drum here. So we'll solo this and you'll see what this does now. You can see all the red, all the low end energy has kind of disappeared now. So it's gone really, really, really low. So we're going to replace this with our own kick, and we're going to do that by using Vital. So we're going to open up Vital here. There we go. And let's start by putting in the oscillators with basic shapes and basic shapes, because a kick drum is essentially just a sine wave which pitches down and creates kind of this kind of curved shape that comes down, sort of almost imitating what you hear from going high up to low down, and you can see it here. So we're going to first of all put the phases down to 0 here. We're going to turn both of these on, and we're going to turn the levels down to 0, make sure they're exactly on 0. We're also going to be using the sample here, so we'll turn that to 0 as well. And the first thing we want to do is we want to control the different sections of a kick drum. So we know a kick drum has a transient, the knock at the beginning, and then it has the body. So we need to create these two things. We're going to use a very simple technique to do this, and we're going to use LFO1 as our first controller. So we're going to put a dot here, but the reason for that is if I do this, you'll see that's as tight as I can get. But if I put another dot here, I can come down like that, and then I can use this to get really tight, you see. So it's a much better way of getting really tight with your transients. So, or basses if you want to kind of create that knock at the beginning. So we're going to now assign this to the level of oscillator 1. We're going to put it into envelope mode as well, so just place once. And let's have a listen to how this sounds on its own. Okay, quite tight, so that's the right sort of idea. We're then going to come to the noise, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're only going to move this up to like halfway pretty much, not all the way. We'll do something like that, and then the more you move this, it's going to be sort of down there somewhere when we play this. And the next thing is, after we've set up our transient, to go to the pitch of the next one. So we're going to pitch the next one using this LFO by bringing it down like this. We'll put this onto 16 as well, so it's quite quick. Also put it on envelope mode. Come into the matrix and select LFO2, and then we're going to send it to the global voice transpose here, and right click on here, enter value 36. That means we're going 36 semitones, which is 3 octaves. So we're going to start up the 3 octaves higher and come all the way down the keyboard down here really quickly, which is going to create that sharp knocking pitch noise. But if we want to better hear that, we're going to need to bring this volume up, and in order to do that we need to use LFO3. So we're going to create something similar. This one can go on 1/8, and we can move that now over to here, and now we get something like this. We have forgotten to put it in envelope mode, so now we get something like this. So we're getting close to the kick we want. We can start to tweak things now, like the transient a bit. We can also play with this pitch. Okay, I'm also going to pitch this just a bit as well on the transient by 7. Around there somewhere. And now this kind of, as you can hear, if I move this up and down, this kind of plays with the boominess. Okay, so we're pretty close. And one thing to bear in mind is when doing this as well, you might want to play around with the phases here. So you've got your phase over here, which is where you can create randomness. So by having it on 100%, it means that every time you play a note, it will start in different places randomly. If you have it on 0, then it always starts at the same place. Whereas these phases here, they dictate exactly where it starts from. So if I have this on 0 and I move this around, it means it's going to always start from wherever I set this here. So if I move this, it might start here, but it will always start here. Whereas if I have it on 100%, then it's just going to start randomly every time. So we want it on 0, but we want to decide exactly where we want to start the sound. Somewhere around there, I think, is quite nice. Let's check it on the 4x. That was both of them playing together, which doesn't sound too bad, does it? So that was the vital, as you can see here, over the top of this drum here, but let's solo it. So let's go into the effects. Let's put a compressor on it. You might find this makes it a bit clicky as well. So you'll see what I mean when we play here. And then what I would do to control that is I would just go to an equalizer here. Let's play this now. So I think we've got quite a nice shape here. But the next stage of this is to try and figure out exactly how you want it to sit with the rest of your drums. So you now want to unsolo it and listen to it in context with the rest of your drums. So I think we've got this kind of sounding all right now. Let's have a look at this. So you can see we've got much more that kind of like bendy sort of shoe shape here now. So we've kind of carved this out now. It's not just one big blob anymore. So let's have a listen to the original now. The original sounded like this. And the new one sounds like this. Cool. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this one was useful and hope you can use this in your own productions. It's a really cool way to kind of clean up sounds within tracks and use this as a guide to help you. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed already, then please hit that subscribe button. Until the next one, you take care of yourselves, guys, and peace.